Using a KASM Workspace server that is hosted in San Jose, we will show an egress from Virginia for all workspaces deployed on the server. In addition, we will show a Workspaces Sidecar deployment using an egress point that is in Ohio. And finally, we will show a Workspaces server connecting using Dispersive to on-premise workloads, which could also be cloud-based. The final use case will also include a real-time demonstration of the dispersive solution in action via the orchestrator. Using the admin feature of KASM Workspaces, let's take a brief look at a workspace that's already been created on the server. You will notice a couple of changes that have been made to ensure that the workspace can consume the services that are provided. We've updated the docx config of a workspace to include the actual default route for the egress point. In addition, we restricted access to a specific Docker network to ensure that the Docker container workspace is sent through the right connection. We will now run the container that we just viewed. It's currently being hosted in the server IP address space that you see at the top of the screen. However, because of the setup that we've implemented, we can now do a quick curl to show that the system is actually egressing out of the Ashburn, Virginia location. Next, we will review a workspace that is running via the sidecar mechanism. Our creation of this environment was based upon us routing our traffic through the Ohio location. The power behind Dispersive is that even though our server itself has an egress point that's going out of Virginia, even within the same environment, we have the capabilities of allowing you to egress from a different location using the sidecar. In the final use case, we will show the enhanced capabilities of the Dispersive Connect solution beyond the scope of providing secure internet access. Utilizing the workspace, leveraging Dispersive Zero Trust microsegmentation access enablement capabilities, we will connect to an on-premise cloud protected workload. Prior to establishing the connection, let's first confirm using the orchestrator tool that we have no active connections or sessions. This is one of the unique features of Dispersive. No pent-up connections are ever established. Only when the connection is required to be enabled will a session appear. We will now do a quick SSH to a local resource that's sitting behind a Dispersive gateway. Now that the session has been established, we can now return to the orchestrator tool and you will now see a session. This session allows us to drill in a little bit deeper to see the actual activity that's occurring. We have our KASM workspace, which is the host server, that's actually connecting into a gateway to access the SSH session, and it's using a number of deflects that have been provisioned in the environment. To show that we truly are connected, let's do a quick curl. we're having a different IP address space that appears to show that we are truly obfuscating the traffic, as well as connecting into a resource that is in a different location. Additional capabilities related to the solution. As we discussed previously, sessions are dynamically generated and deflects can rotate in and out of service without disrupting the availability of service. So in order to show that, let's do a quick ping test that we'll leave running in the background. As you can see, the responsiveness of the ping. We will now go back to the orchestrator, and you can see that traffic is flowing. It's continuing to flow. And what we will do next is we'll take one of these deflects out of service. After a few seconds, the deflect will be taken out of service, and you'll see it actually begin to go into the state of dropping, which will change the color to this orange color. Once it begins dropping, we will go back and take a look at the ping. Now that the session is being dropped and rotated to another deflex, let's take a look at the ping. The traffic is still flowing, no interruption of service. This shows you the capability and the power of dispersive in action. Dispersive eliminates the need for poor performing, static, always active VPN connections that require the use of known endpoints and open firewall ports. With Dispersive, you're enabled through KASM hosted service and workspace containers to dynamically select the optimal locations for internet egress, in addition to enabling secure remote access to on-premise and cloud-hosted workloads. When using Dispersive, you can leverage the benefits of true managed attribution, connectivity obfuscation, session-aware routing, dynamic multipathing, unparalleled security with rotating encryption keys, zero trust access, and performance up to 10 times faster than traditional VPNs. Dispersive Connect provides KASM Workspaces users with the next generation of quantum-safe connectivity.